Hey YouTube. So we are taking the expedition back home. This is Boulder City right now. As you can see, it's eerily dark and quiet, but it's actually quite interesting. I had to put it to work this week because I'm moving from Henderson to Boulder City, but in this case I had to fit some bed frames in a vehicle. It would not fit in my car, it wouldn't fit in the Ascent because we had stuff in it, and then so I was like, Mom, I need to borrow your truck. So just doing a little bit of a night drive with it, and then you guys can kind of see how this is my commute to work when I work my night shift a couple nights a week. So I work 5 days a week in the day, and then I work at night a couple times a week, and this is what it looks like. It's just eerily just dark. I'm used to traffic. Expedition has been good otherwise. No crazy issues with it or anything of that sort. There's a slight odd noise that I'm hearing from the left front tire, so I'm suspecting it's low on air. Of course, with that, this vehicle, it gets driven on and off. It's not something that's driven all the time, but when it does get driven, it just gets driven. And sometimes the tires need to be looked at, and I don't think they've been looked at in a little while. So yeah, plus this vehicle's kind of been retired as the family car, so we've been taking the Ascent everywhere whenever we cart the family around. I've been trying to get my parents to toy around with the idea of possibly retiring this car overall. It's a decent vehicle, I'll admit. It's just there's so much little things that are happening with it. The engine and transmission, mechanically the car is fine, or the truck is fine, but it's the little things like the seat motor, for example, has gone out so the seat doesn't move. The radio speakers are not working properly, and certain panels are missing. And of course, with that, the interior is just kind of, some areas are just kind of done. But mechanically, it's an excellent truck. These Eddie Bauer editions and, Ford Expeditions of the 90s, they were decent vehicles. Mechanically, they were also hand-built, so of course they lasted a lot longer than what we get now. As you can see, the acceleration's not too bad. It's a 4-speed auto, so it really needs to get a second to come up from the dig, but yeah. Definitely, I think, needs an alignment, however. Letting off the gas, I noticed there is a vibration, so I am wondering if something is hanging up on a caliper. I don't smell any burning though, so I'm not sure there. But there's my eerily dark highway going into Las Vegas. Exit for my old house, so I'm not really that far away. Maybe about 10 minutes, even that, 5 minutes additional, just because the speed limit, of course, is between 55 and 65 as we go through certain areas. Then I would just take that little road that's hugging the mountain, but you don't see it, but that'll just take me straight to my house, so, or the one that I currently am renting, and then of course I'm in the new one already, so with that just kind of in between. But yeah, there's the Railroad Pass, one of the older casinos that are out here. There's a gold mine right there, but you can't see it because it's dark, and I gotta hold the steering wheel. guys hear that little humming noise, that's the air conditioner. Every time the clutch engages, it makes a whoo noise. So it's okay, folks, it's just cheering. Oh, this truck doesn't want to keep his lane. All right, let's try this again. Oh, that was rude. Let's not throw rocks at me. All right, let's giddy on up. Henderson, 8 exits, and there we are. There's Las Vegas. I've always liked having a little bit of a view of the Strip from where I was in my old house. Of course, you couldn't really see it, but coming down here and seeing that, you know, it's nice. That's the Strip very far away. Godly, this truck really is throwing a lot of rocks at me today. Rude. Cruising RPMs are pretty good. You know, V8 4-speed transmission, V8, roughly 2,000 RPMs at 70, a little bit higher. It's not too bad. Fuel economy on this is drop dead terrible, but you know, it's a truck. It's got this one's got I think it's got all-terrain tires on it, and it's heavy. It's a V8 engine. There's no 10-speed transmission at that time, so even then the Ford Expeditions, I mean, they've gotten better in fuel economy, but it's one of those where you can't replace a V8. I'm sorry, like V8s just have a special place. Strip again. I'd say for a vehicle that's 26 years of age, it's doing a hell of a good job in terms of its capabilities in driving. It's got 154,000 miles, 243 miles on it, and I'd have to say it's a decent vehicle. You know, I can see the rationale of my parents wanting to keep it, but at the same time, I'm like, Mom, you're so short you can barely reach the pedals because the seat just happened to adjust a certain way, and luckily she can drive it if she needs to in an emergency, but she's still very short. So yeah, but this is where we're at, headed into Vegas. Just wanted to give a little bit of a nighttime drive of the Ford Expedition. This is the 5.4 liter Triton V8 engine that was released back in '97, so it does not have the higher horsepower output that you saw in the '99 Expedition models. And one little thing I noticed is on the speedometer, the 99 to I think 02 Expeditions had a more even distribution between them. So 10 miles an hour was actually a little bit higher, and the whole speedometer was shifted a little bit over to the right. Something that I noticed on the newer models, but not in this one. But yeah, that's it, folks. We'll go ahead and cut the video here. This has been a little bit of a night drive, an eerie, spooky back road drive or whatever from Boulder City to Henderson to Las Vegas. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Be safe and leave comments.